My name is Lukuman Bello, and welcome to EDA842 class. Here, this is our second class, and we are going to examine the concept of information technology and management information systems in education. We are going to look at the relationship between the two concepts and how you can use information technology to support management information system. It's going to be an interesting class as usual. So let's go to the class. So welcome to EDA842 class. This is our second class, and we are going to examine the concept of information technology and management information systems in education. By the end of this lesson, I expect you to be able to explain the concept of information technology, describe 3 applications of IT in information systems, describe the concept of end-user computing. Then lastly, you should be able to differentiate between executive information system and expert support system. Now, before we go home, what do you think are the relationships between IT and MIS? While you are thinking about that, let's quickly examine the concept of information technology. IT is the medium by which information is passed across to all levels of management, either internally or from external sources. IT has to do with the way you store, the way you collect information you store, and you make available to people at the management level to take critical decisions. In the context of this course, IT could be defined as the use of computers and other computer-related devices, basically to store, retrieve, and utilize information that will help in the effective management of resources. Now, people at the highest level of management need this information to take critical decisions within an organization, and IT provides the ability to get the data, store, retrieve, and utilize the information for effective management of an organization. This is what IT does in every organization. And before you'll be able to do this effectively, you need some IT facilities. These IT facilities are computers of various types, different kinds of computers, desktops, laptops, and some other kinds of computers. Then you need scanners to scan resources and send as appropriate. Then you need servers to be connected to the internet and deliver this information to people that would need the information for effective management. You need word processor and other devices for information acquisition and decision. Then let's quickly look at the information technology and management information system. Let's look at the relationship between the two concepts, because at this level of your education, you should be able to identify the differences, okay, between these two concepts. Ordinarily, people use the two words or the two concepts interchangeably, but at this level, you should be able to differentiate between the two. MIS is the large structure, okay, that supports management in making informed and strategic decisions. However, information technology IT is one of the components of MIS infrastructures that is used for collecting and transmitting data to make informed decisions. So what do you see here? What can you observe here? You will see that IT is a subset of MIS. That is simply the relationship between the two concepts. Information technology is a subset of management information system. And IT is typically related to computers or computing technology. Anything that has to do with using computer to store information, to retrieve, and to disseminate information to people, that is what we call information technology. It has to do with computing technology. And it supports MIS infrastructures to realize institutional goals. All right, let's examine the concept of applications of IT in information system, because the essence of using information technology is to support management information system. So we need to look at the application. How do we apply this IT in information system? There are 3 kinds of support that IT can give to management information system, and these are listed here: office support systems, data processing support, and end user computing. Office support systems, for instance, IT can provide great support for effective operation in the offices. The operational activities within different offices in an institution can be greatly enhanced with the use of IT. The library, the exam records, the admission sector, all these different offices within an organization, especially in universities, can easily use information technology to realize the objectives of such offices. And for you to do this effectively, you need text handling facilities like computers, photocopiers, scanners, and some other things to get resources and to process to get data and process this data and disseminate same to people at the management level. Then you need desktop publishing and video editing devices because IT provides you the capability to be able to do some kind of quality videos, books, and charts within the system, within a particular office, so that you don't need to outsource all this again. You can sit down in your office and communicate with people globally with the use of IT within the office. And those are the kind of support we are talking about that IT can give to management information system. Now, the second support is data or transaction processing because give um, you generate data uh, on daily basis. There are some records that you get on daily basis that you need to process, you need to store, and you need to make available to the management. Okay, for instance, in the library or examination offices, these offices generate um, daily activities. They generate data on daily basis. And IT allows you to be able to process these activities, this data, and make information available to the management to take critical decisions. But within the education sector, data processing remains strategic in library loans, for instance. You give out books to students probably on a daily basis. You need to take record of all this. Student examination records. So IT allows you to perform this data or transaction processing support within an organization. Then lastly, we are going to look at the end user computing. Okay, this is another kind of support that IT can give to management information system. End user computing primarily refers to systems in which non-programmers can work or can create working applications. Okay, you use different applications at your own end, even without being an expert in programming or computing. You use these facilities effectively. EUC is an approach that aims at better integrating end users into the computing environment so that even though you are not a computing expert, you are not an expert in programming, you will be able to use some applications effectively to execute your daily activities in offices or in an organization, especially within an institution. And IT allows you to be able to do this effectively. For instance, Microsoft Excel is one of the common EUC in the educational setting because it's readily available, accessible, flexible, and very easy to use. So even in your classroom, even in your office as a lecturer, you can use Microsoft Excel to run the percentage of the performance of students, their scores, get their statistics and the background information with Microsoft Excel. Using that, even though you are not a programmer, IT allows you that end user computing support, okay, to use Microsoft Excel to run these applications effectively, even without being a programmer. And that solves a lot of problems within the institution. Then let's quickly look at some of the application of IT under end user computing. And this includes decision support system. The essence of decision support system is to support managers in their daily activities, especially in decision-making process. Now, as a manager, for instance, or as the head of the school, for instance, when you have the skills and when you have the competence and you have the IT facilities to use Microsoft Excel, for instance, you will be able to calculate maybe the percentage of the enrollment, the student scores, and some other things. Okay, and this allows you to take critical decision concerning your school. Another Another application under end user computing is expert system. This allows a non-expert to achieve comparable performance as an expert in the particular field. For instance, a lecturer might be able to use Camtasia or Movie Maker to edit videos without understanding the programming language used to develop such software. So it's a kind of end user computing that is bringing users, bringing the end users into the computing environment so that they'll be able to use these devices, they'll be able to use these applications without necessarily being a programmer or a computer expert. Executive information system, that's the third kind of support that IT can give under end user computing. It is a data retrieval system that provides selected and summarized information for senior management members. Now, if you use Microsoft Excel, for instance, it gives you the summary of the performance of students, or the summary of the level of enrollment, or the percentage of the level of enrollment, and you'll be able to take decision at that management level concerning different activities within the organization. First, if you have the IT competencies and you have the facilities required, you will be able to support your organization in these three domains, okay? The office support, the data processing support, and end user computing support. And these are very critical supports you need to use ICT, you need to use IT to achieve within management information system. Remember, we say IT is a subset of management information system, and all these supports need to be adequately provided by IT to ensure that MIS is able to achieve the institutional goals within a particular organization.